Thank you, Larry. That's a great introduction. Like I said, my name is Dr. Garett Franklin. I'm a family medicine and a sports medicine doctor here in Raleigh. And my project was around a web-based concussion tool that I created for a local high school. So one bigger question was, why would you want to do something like this? This really goes back to my intern year as a resident. I was fortunate enough to take care of this football team right here. This is Fort Bush High School. This is my first experience as a sports medicine doctor as an intern. These are great kids. This is a very rural school out in East Bend, North Carolina. There was only about 600 people even in this town. Not a lot of resources in this place, not a lot of medical providers, not a great hospital system. This lady that you see right here, her name is Abby. She's actually a teacher at the high school. She has no formal medical training. She has no training skills that I'm aware of other than just some classes on the weekends. But she did her best to take care of these guys, and I learned a lot about football, but also learned a lot about the needs in rural North Carolina. Also, this is my son Isaac. He's 5, or he'll be 5 tomorrow, I'm sorry, tomorrow's his birthday. He just started playing soccer, and so now I have some skin in the game now. My son is in a contact sport, and I can't always be there for him. These are some great doctors I trained with. Somehow I got in this group. But I had the belief that you should really be able to take care with your doctor, and patients should be able to interact with them. And I thought telemedicine is a great way to do that. Also, currently, at least in primary care, the way telemedicine kind of works, I don't know that we're using it efficiently. We use it for acute care, for colds and UTIs and things of that nature. But I really feel like we can move it forward with another project like this. And lastly, I have a very selfish dream of being able to be the telemedicine doctor of the day in my practice. So maybe I can one day sit in a coffee shop and take care of patients like that. So this project, it actually started a couple years ago. I've been dreaming about this for a while. I got together with some friends of mine from high school. They're both 2 programmers. One is a network specialist, and we sat down and we started kind of dreaming. As like any good technological project, it starts out just writing stuff on a piece of paper somewhere. But we talked about what the code we would need, what kind of background it should come on, the networking around it, the program language, and a lot of other specifics. But for those of you in the crowd who's kind of used to concussion management, we put the backbone on a SCAT-5 form, or a sports concussion assessment tool. This is one of the bases for concussion management. It is kind of open source, no copywriting issues. It's in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, but it is a lot of the bare bones of a concussion on-field management and assessment. We made some mock-ups that kind of how we dreamed the flow would look and the menus would look around this. And we decided to take it to high school. This is a picture of Drawn High School in my hometown of Valdez, North Carolina, which is a rural area. And we talked with their athletic director, a lot of their teachers and coaches, and even their athletic trainers, and they were pretty excited about having a project around this. So we started really moving forward and started putting all these pieces together. However, one night I woke up in kind of a panic. There were some parts I didn't really think about. I woke up and I thought, gosh, I don't know that if I really asked those folks if this is something that would be really helpful for them. Is this something they would even really use? Or even if I did it, would they even adopt it? So I didn't get a lot of sleep that night, but I did wake up the next morning and remembered that I have the power of SurveyMonkey. So I decided to do a survey, of course. So this is kind of what the survey looked like. We talked to a lot of different folks, teachers, coaches, parents in the area around Valdez to see is this something they would be interested in. There was about 20 questions we designed out of this. There were 9 of those we found to be really pertinent to try to answer this question if this application would be helpful for them. It was designed based on a Likert scale, so we could really quantify the data to see is this something helpful. We decided that a positive answer would be an average greater than the neither agree nor disagree answers. So with the results, looking at some of the individual questions, with this question we asked, if we were to create a concussion tool for you, do you think that would make your athletes more safe? So about 80% either said they agreed with this or strongly agreed with this. So another question said, if we were to create this application for you, do you think you would implement it in your school or for your team? And there again, about 80% of the respondents said that they agreed with that and they would do it. So we thought that was pretty good, so we decided that was probably good to go ahead and move forward with the project. And there's some more information in the booklets if you guys want to see more specifics around that. As with every survey, there's lots of surprises though. So asked the question, if we could hook up your doctor, your team doctor, your athletic trainer to a sports medicine specialist through this application, would that be helpful? I thought it'd be a little more positive. It kind of personally hurt the sports medicine doctor to think that maybe they wouldn't want to connect to me, but that's okay. So I really learned that maybe they want to connect more locally with their own doctor that's taking care of their team locally. Also, we asked if we could hook the app up where you could talk to a university or a medical center or even concussion clinic, would that be something that's helpful? And interestingly, they really didn't think that was something they really needed. Talking with folks, they decided that really their local infrastructure was enough to help with the medical needs of the community. Other questions, we looked and asked if we were able to connect parents and students with the athletic trainers and doctors taking care of them. Is that something they wanted? Overwhelmingly, that was a yes. And lastly, of course, the question of why haven't you adopted something like this earlier? I think this is probably a no-brainer, but they strongly agreed that cost burden to the patient, to the trainers, to the students, to the schools was too high. So that's why I've not tried something like this earlier. So we moved forward with our application. We gave it a fun name and called it BONK. And do you guys want to see what BONK looks like? All right. This is it. So this is kind of the log-on screen here. I'm slowly putting my name in and logging in. So it goes to kind of a home screen here where you can see assessments that haven't been completed yet, maybe some recent patients. We're going to go down here and maybe open up a new assessment on the field. So you can either do that or jump to the off-field assessment if you guys are familiar with this backbone. So pretty easy, pretty slick. We kept it clean. You can really just kind of click through things. They have the radio buttons. We thought that was probably a good design. Pretty easy to use. We thought pretty intuitive. And you can see there's even a text box where you could put in my head hit the ground or somebody hit me with a baseball bat or what have you. This is really the end here where we're kind of clicking through some of this. I just want to give you kind of a quick synopsis of what the app kind of looks like. So that's it, back to the kind of the home screen after that at least initial assessment. So where are we at with this project? We have most of the app in place at this point. We're kind of working out some of the bugs. We're getting ready to start testing with a local high school in a couple of different places. So hopefully we're going to move this project forward very soon, hopefully to do it over a course of a season, but I would love to see this blossom into multiple schools using this application, and I have an overall dream of maybe being able to deploy to any school in North Carolina that would have a need. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?